Now we're going to look at how we go from a transition matrix to a state diagram and from state diagram to a transition matrix. So first of all, let's look at this guy. So first thing to notice, 4 states. Always start at 0. So we have state 0, 1, 2, 3 in this direction. Whatever bookkeeping helps keep track of what's going on. Okay, so we're going to make circles to demonstrate or represent states. I like to give myself a fair amount of room. I also like to put things in rounded shapes, boxes, or a pentagon for 5 and so forth, to give me a little more room to draw my arrows. Some people like to draw them linearly. I find this easier to work with. So now I'm going to go step by step or transition by transition and see where the transitions are. So for example, coming out of 0, well, the only place it's going to go is to state 1. So I'm just reading it off. So go, all right, there's probability 1, it's going to go to state 1. For state 1, I've got an arrow going to, an arc's going to go from state 0 to state 1 to state 3. So I'm going to go to state 0. I'm sorry, yes, back to state 1, back to itself, and to state 3. Now I'm going to add the probabilities. So here we've got 0.5, 0.3, and 0.2. So just read those guys off. So from state 2, I'm only going to state 2. So that guy is going to be an absorbing state, end of the line. Now from state 3, I can go to any of the other states. So first, I'm going to put the arrows in, the arcs in. And now I go back and add the probabilities, and I say, okay, they're all 0.2, except it returns to itself with a probability of 0.4. So I have to add that one. So this one's a 0.2, that's a 0.2, 0.2. Okay, so that's it. That's how I get from my transition matrix to my state diagram. Now, totally different problem over here. How do we get from this transition matrix, this state diagram to the transition matrix? So similarly, okay, still got 4 states. So now, give myself lots of room to work with. Room for 4 states. And I can label them if I want to. Okay, and so now I'm going to go state by state and make sure that I'm going to fill in my rows and making sure that I'm catching all the arcs. So 0, 0, probability of 0.1. 0 goes to 1 with probability of 0.8. 0 goes to 2 with a probability of 0.1. And I'm sorry, that was 2. 3 with a probability of 0.1. And 0 does not go to state 2. So we got 0 there. And then I always add it up to make sure that they add up to 1 so that I caught them all. Doesn't matter, or it's harder to miss with a little problem like this, but with a big matrix, it's easy to miss. So you might want to do the biggest ones in Excel. Okay, from 1, let's see. Probably going from 1 to 0 is 0.25. 1 goes back to itself. I'm sorry, this is 0.5. Read it off correctly. Back to itself with probability of 0.25. And then it's going to go from 1 to 2 with a probability of 0.25. So I've already hit 1. I know that I can't go back to 3, and there's no arc, so I get that as 0. Now I'm going to go from 2, and I see that the only place 2 is going to go is back to itself. So I stick a 1 in here, fill the rest in the zeros. From state 3, let's see, it's going to go to, you can go to state 2, or state 0, state 1, state 2, and it's not going back to itself. So I've got a 0 down there. I'm going back to state 0 with 0.2, and these guys are each 0.4. And that's all there is to it.